We all love a good scare, right? Watching scary movies, telling ghost stories. But what about actually to the places where the spooky stuff went down? We're talking about the most disturbing, the most haunted places in North America that are straight up too scary for most people. Get ready to be creeped out because some of the things that have happened in these places, I'm talking full-body chills. Let's kick things off with a classic Alcatraz Island. You know it, you've seen the movies, but nothing compares to the actual island looming out there in the San Francisco Bay. Alcatraz wasn't just any prison, it was prison, housing notorious criminals like Al Capone and George Machine Gun Kelly. They say the energy of these criminals still lingers within the prison walls. Visitors and park rangers have reported hearing things you just can't explain. Cell doors slamming shut on their own disembodied voices and an oppressive feeling of being watched. And then there's the hole. Solitary confinement, a place of pure darkness and isolation. People went mad in there and some say their tormented souls never left. The thought of being trapped on that island, surrounded by the ghosts of hardened criminals, that's enough to keep me up at night. Next up we're heading to the ghost town of Bodie, California. Picture this, it's the late 1800s, the gold rush is booming and Bodie is a wild party. But the gold dried up, people moved on, and Bodie became silent. Today, Bodie stands as a perfectly preserved ghost town. You can walk down the streets, peek into the dusty windows and almost hear the echoes of the past. But be warned, legend has it that Bodie is cursed. They say anyone who takes something from Bodie, even a tiny pebble, will be plagued by bad luck. Countless stories tell of people who scoffed at the curse, only to be met with accidents and terrible fortune. There's a definite energy in Bodie, a heaviness that hangs in the air. Let's set sail for our next destination. The Queen Mary, a ship with a storied past and a reputation for the supernatural. This isn't your average haunted house. This is a haunted luxury ocean liner filled with opulent rooms and grand halls that hide dark secrets. During World War II, she was converted into a troop ship, and it's said that the horrors of war left an indelible mark on the ship's soul. Soldiers' spirits are rumored to still roam the decks, forever haunted by their wartime experiences. Today, the Queen Mary is docked in Long Beach, California, serving as a hotel and tourist attraction. Visitors from around the world come to experience its eerie charm and ghostly tales. Guests have reported seeing the ghost of a young girl who drowned in the ship's pool, her laughter echoing through the empty decks. Some say they can still hear her playful splashes in the dead of night. Others have encountered the spirits of sailors who died in engine room accidents, their ghostly figures still hard at work. The clanging of unseen tools and the faint cries for help are often reported by those who dare to venture below deck. The first-class pool, now empty and eerily silent, is said to be one of the most active spots for paranormal activity. The air is thick with an unexplainable chill, and many have felt an overwhelming sense of being watched. People have reported seeing shadowy figures lurking at the edge of the pool, and some even claim to have felt an icy hand reach out and pull them beneath the water's surface. The Queen Mary remains a vessel of mystery, where the past and the paranormal collide. The Myrtles Plantation, where tragedy never sleeps. Our next stop takes us to Louisiana, to the Myrtles Plantation, a place steeped in history and shrouded in mystery. This grand old mansion has seen it all: love, loss, betrayal, and a whole lot of death. Its walls whisper secrets of the past and its grounds are soaked in sorrow. Legend has it that the Myrtles Plantation was built on an ancient Native American burial ground, and some say the land itself is cursed. The spirits of those who once lived here are said to linger, unable to find peace. Over the years, the plantation was plagued by misfortune and untimely deaths. Tragedy seemed to follow the families who called this place home. Today, the Myrtles Plantation is considered one of the most haunted places in America. It draws countless visitors each year, all hoping to catch a glimpse of the otherworldly. Visitors and staff have reported countless encounters with the supernatural, including Chloe, a young slave girl who was brutally murdered on the property. Her tragic story is one of the most well-known tales of the plantation. Her ghost, dressed in a green turban, is said to roam the halls, peering into mirrors and gazing out from windows. Many have felt her presence, a chilling reminder of the plantation's dark past. There are also stories of children playing in the hallways, a ghostly piano that plays on its own, and an overwhelming feeling of being watched. The Myrtles Plantation is a place where the past and present collide, and where tragedy never truly sleeps. Stull Cemetery Gateway to Hell? Buckle up because this next location is not for the faint of heart. This is a place where the line between the living and the dead is said to blur. We're talking about Stull Cemetery in Kansas, a place so infamous, it's been dubbed one of the gateways to hell. The cemetery has a long history of eerie occurrences and unexplained phenomena. Local legend claims that the devil himself appears at Stull Cemetery on Halloween night and during the spring equinox. These are the times when the veil between worlds is thinnest. They say he uses this unholy ground as a portal to summon demons and unleash evil upon the world. The stories are chilling, with accounts of dark rituals and ghostly apparitions. Over the years, Stull Cemetery has become a magnet for paranormal investigators, thrill seekers, and Satan worshippers, each group hoping to catch a glimpse of the supernatural. But be warned, many who venture into this cemetery never return the same. The experiences they recount are often terrifying and life-altering. There are stories of people being physically attacked by unseen forces, of cars stalling and refusing to start, and of an overwhelming sense of dread that clings to you long after you've left. Some even claim to have seen shadowy figures lurking among the tombstones. This place has a reputation that precedes it, a darkness that seeps from the very ground itself. It's a place where fear is almost palpable, and the unknown lurks around every corner. The Devil's Tramping Ground, where the devil dances. Let's head to North Carolina, to a place so strange it's been baffling people for centuries. The Devil's Tramping Ground. Imagine this. You're walking through the woods, and then you stumble upon a perfect circle about 40 feet in diameter where nothing grows. No trees, no grass, just bare earth. Local legend claims that the devil himself comes to this spot at night and paces in a circle, his cloven hooves stomping the ground bare. People have been leaving objects in the center of the circle for years, and they always disappear by morning. There's something undeniably creepy about this place. It's like a black hole in the middle of the woods, a place where the energy is just off. We're heading back to California, to San Jose, to the Winchester Mystery House. Sarah Winchester, the heiress to the Winchester rifle fortune, believed she was cursed by the spirits of those killed by Winchester rifles. The only way to appease them was to keep building her house. The result? A sprawling labyrinthine mansion with 160 rooms, staircases that lead to nowhere, doors that open to brick walls, and windows that overlook other rooms. It's like a giant puzzle box designed to confuse the living and the dead. Visitors have reported seeing shadowy figures, hearing disembodied whispers, and feeling cold spots in certain rooms. The spirits? They say they're still there, roaming the halls alongside Sarah's restless spirit. We're going to Waverly Hills Sanatorium in Kentucky, a former tuberculosis hospital with a past so dark, it's said to be one of the most haunted places in America. Imagine this. It's the early 1900s and tuberculosis is running rampant. Waverly Hills Sanatorium is overcrowded, understaffed, and the patients are dying. Over 60,000 people died within the walls of Waverly Hills Sanatorium, and it's said that their souls never left. Visitors have reported seeing shadowy figures lurking in the hallways, hearing disembodied screams, and feeling an overwhelming sense of sadness and suffering. And then there's the body chute, a tunnel used to discreetly transport the bodies of the deceased. It's said to be one of the most haunted areas of the entire sanatorium. People have reported seeing apparitions of patients wandering aimlessly, still searching for a cure in the afterlife. We're heading to Philadelphia, to Eastern State Penitentiary. This massive, Gothic-style prison was once at the forefront of penal reform, but it's now a decaying reminder of a darker time in American history. Eastern State Penitentiary was designed to inspire penitence in its inmates. Prisoners were kept in solitary confinement, their only contact with the outside world a small skylight called the Eye of God. The prison has been abandoned since 1971, but the stories and energy are still trapped within those walls. Visitors and staff have reported hearing disembodied voices, cell doors slamming shut on their own, and shadowy figures lurking in the cell blocks. One of the most haunted areas is Cell Block 12, where the most hardened criminals were kept. We've saved the spookiest for last. The Stanley Hotel in Colorado. You might recognize this grand old hotel. It was the inspiration for Stephen King's iconic horror novel, The Shining. Picture this, it's the 1970s, and Stephen King and his wife are the only guests at the Stanley Hotel. The hotel is eerily empty, the wind is howling outside, and King has writer's block. That night, he has a vivid nightmare about his son being chased through the hotel hallways by a possessed fire hose. Guests have reported seeing the ghosts of children playing in the hallways, hearing phantom piano music, and encountering a ghostly butler. Room 217, where King stayed, is said to be the most haunted room in the hotel. Guests have reported flickering lights, moving objects, disembodied voices, and icy cold spots. So there you have it, the top 10 most disturbing places in North America. If you enjoyed this spooky journey, give this video a thumbs up, and subscribe for more creepy content. Let me know in the comments which place freaked you out the most. Sweet dreams.